laughs softly, tilting his head with a crooked grin. You ever notice how people keep looking for signs, scanning the horizon, waiting for someone to appear and fix everything? Funny, isn't it? The truth is, the moment you've been waiting for is already moving toward you. Quiet, invisible, slipping through the chaos, unnoticed, because the universe doesn't announce the important things with trumpets or fanfare. It sends them silently, like a shadow brushing past your life, waiting for the exact moment you're ready to see. Laughs under his breath, voice curling with mischief. People panic when connections don't happen instantly. They wonder if they'll ever meet the right person, the one who changes everything, the one who fits perfectly into the cracks of their life. They search, they settle, they give up, not realizing that what's coming doesn't care about their timing, their schedules, or their impatience. The chosen one finds you when you least expect it, often disguised in ordinary moments, ordinary faces, ordinary chaos. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head, voice low and playful times. Readiness. People talk about it like it's obvious, like it's a switch you can flip, a checkbox you can tick. But the truth? Readiness is messy. It's uncomfortable. It's the quiet work no one sees, the patience no one applauds, the subtle changes inside you that go unnoticed until the moment arrives. People wait for the perfect moment, the perfect conditions, the perfect timing, as if life will pause and wait politely while they sort themselves out. But the moment doesn't wait. It moves. It finds you. And if you're not ready, it slips by unnoticed, leaving only regret in its wake. Laughs under his breath, pacing slowly times. Being ready isn't about knowing the outcome. It isn't about having all the answers or controlling every detail. People mistake preparedness for certainty, but real readiness is embracing the unknown. It's stepping into a space where the future is invisible, where you can't predict the outcome, and moving anyway. It's training your mind, your heart, your instincts to respond, to adapt, to seize, when the right moment finally arrives. The world doesn't deliver on a schedule, and it doesn't wait for panic or perfection. It only rewards the prepared. You see, humans are obsessed with timing. They want to see the road ahead. They want to map the steps. They want assurance that everything will align exactly as they imagine. Asterisk laughs softly, voice curling with mischief times. But life doesn't work that way. The important things, the life-changing moments, the encounters that define you, they arrive quietly, unpredictably, often disguised in ordinary moments. You either notice them or you miss them entirely. And noticing them requires readiness, the kind you build in silence, in shadows, when no one else is watching. Asterisk laughs low, eyes glinting. Times, most people panic when they feel unprepared. They hesitate, they question themselves. They let the moment slip because they weren't paying attention to the invisible work that could have prepared them. Being ready is about doing the work before the moment even appears, about sharpening your instincts, strengthening your resolve, and aligning your heart to recognize what's coming. The universe, or whatever force you believe, guides the unseen, is patient, precise, and merciless. It rewards readiness and punishes the frantic. Preparation, patience, awareness, they are all threads of readiness. You can't fake it, and you can't rush it. People waste energy hoping for sudden insight, for miracles delivered on demand, for clarity without effort. But the truth is, readiness is built quietly. It's the long nights of thinking, the self-discipline, the introspection, the failures and recoveries no one sees. It's the invisible muscles you build in the shadows so that when the moment arrives, you don't flinch, you don't stumble, you step in and own it. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head times. Fear is the enemy of readiness. People freeze when uncertainty appears, when the timing isn't theirs, when the unknown presses against them. They worry that they are not enough, that they are too late, that they will miss the opportunity. But real readiness thrives in uncertainty. It moves forward even when the path is invisible. It listens to intuition. It feels the rhythm of what is coming and aligns itself quietly, invisibly, before the world even realizes it's happening. Readiness also requires patience. People want everything now, and in their desperation, they miss what is slowly making its way to them. They panic when the clock ticks too slowly, when answers don't arrive on demand, when life seems indifferent. But the universe doesn't reward panic. It rewards the patient, the calm, the observant. It delivers to the hands and hearts that are ready to receive. And that is the cruel joke most people never understand. They think the delay is punishment, but it's actually preparation. Asterisk laughs softly, eyes drifting times. Recognition is the final piece of readiness. You can prepare, you can be patient, you can sharpen yourself endlessly. But if you cannot recognize the moment when it arrives, all that work is wasted. People stumble over this more than anything else. They see the opportunity, the encounter, the arrival, but they are not ready to acknowledge it. They freeze. They hesitate. They doubt. Readiness is being awake, aware, and alert enough to notice when life delivers the unexpected and bold enough to step into it without hesitation. And the irony, the delicious irony of it all, is that readiness is invisible. People never see it being built. They don't see the patience, the quiet work, the invisible preparation. But when the moment arrives, when the chosen one, the opportunity, the life-changing force steps into your orbit, readiness is everything. It's the silent weapon, the unseen edge, the quiet power that separates the ones who thrive from the ones who watch, powerless as life moves past them. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice curling with dark amusement times. Most people never understand this. They chase the visible, the loud, the obvious. They panic at the invisible. They misunderstand the quiet work as wasted time, the waiting as failure, the patience as weakness. But those who truly grasp readiness, they thrive in silence. They move in shadows. They recognize the moment before it arrives, and they take it, whole, with no hesitation, no doubt, no fear. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head with a crooked smile, times. Awareness. People think they know what it means, don't they? They imagine it as some simple, polite understanding, like noticing a shadow or a passing stranger. Funny, isn't it? True awareness is not polite. It's not easy. It's not obvious. It's a sharpened blade, a quiet observer, a mind tuned to the whispers of the unseen. Most people stumble through life half asleep, missing the subtle shifts, the hidden signals, the quiet movements that actually matter. And the irony, the cruel, delicious irony, is that those very things they ignore are the forces shaping everything around them. Asterisk laughs under his breath, pacing slowly times. Awareness is uncomfortable. It requires watching without blinking, listening without interrupting, feeling without turning away. People panic when reality doesn't match their expectations, when life throws chaos instead of order, when the unexpected knocks at the door. They want explanations, guarantees, safety nets. They want to sleep while the world moves. But awareness, real awareness, doesn't allow that. It forces you awake. It forces you to see the patterns in the noise, the subtle alignments in the chaos, the invisible threads pulling life toward its designs. You see, most people are terrified of noticing. They want comfort, repetition, predictability. They avoid looking too closely, afraid that if they see clearly, the illusions they've been clinging to will crumble. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice curling with mischief times. But the moment of recognition, the one that changes everything, only comes when awareness meets opportunity. You can't stumble into life-changing events half asleep. You can't recognize the extraordinary if your senses are dulled by distraction or denial. Asterisk laughs low, eyes glinting times. Awareness demands attention, focus, and patience. People panic when they think they're missing something, when they worry that life is passing them by while they're not looking. But awareness is not frantic. It's not desperate. It's still sharp, precise. It notices the subtle nudge, the quiet approach, the invisible shift that announces the arrival of what you've been waiting for. Most people are too busy screaming at life to see it. The prepared, the patient, the aware they see it instantly, and they step into it like they were always meant to. The cruel beauty of awareness is that it can't be taught by shouting. It can't be forced, begged, or demanded. People waste years chasing loud signs, big events, obvious gestures, never realizing that life speaks in whispers, not roars. The chosen ones, the opportunities, the unseen forces, they move quietly, unnoticed by the panicked, the impatient, the distracted. Awareness is the bridge between invisibility and recognition. Without it, everything passes you by while you stare at the wrong things. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head times. Awareness is also a test. It tests your patience, your clarity, your ability to see through illusions. Most people fail. They confuse noise for signal, distraction for destiny. They cry, they flail, they curse the timing, the chaos, the silence. But the truly aware, they notice the subtleties. They feel the patterns beneath the disorder. They read the cues others cannot. They step forward at the exact right moment because they were watching when no one else was. You see, awareness is not passive. People assume it's waiting, observing, doing nothing. Asterisk laughs slowly times. But awareness is active. It sharpens the senses, strengthens the instincts, aligns perception with reality. It's quiet work in the shadows, unnoticed by the world, invisible until it's suddenly undeniable. And when the arrival comes, whether a person, a moment, or an opportunity, the aware are ready. They recognize the significance instantly, move with precision, and claim what others miss entirely because they weren't watching. Asterisk laughs softly, almost a whisper times. The irony is that most people spend their lives avoiding awareness. They bury themselves in distractions, in comfort, in noise, thinking that ignorance will protect them. But the universe has a sense of humor. The unnoticed moves in while the distracted remain blind. The chosen one, the life-changing moment, the fortune quietly approaching, they find the aware. Not the panicked, not the desperate, not the distracted. Awareness is the lens through which chaos reveals its design. and most people never hold it steady long enough to see. And the delicious truth? Awareness isn't glamorous. It doesn't announce itself. It doesn't ask for applause. Most people will never recognize it in themselves. But when opportunity appears, the aware see it, understand it, and step into it with the calm precision of someone who has been watching all along, waiting all along, and quietly preparing for the moment that the unobservant could never even imagine. Asterisk laughs softly, voice curling with mischief times. And that's the power. Awareness doesn't just let you see, it lets you act. It lets you seize what others miss. It positions you in the invisible currents of life, ready to receive, ready to recognize, ready to move when the invisible finally becomes undeniable. The unprepared will stumble, panic, and miss. The aware will step forward, calm, precise, unstoppable, because they were watching all along, and the world, in all its chaos, has finally delivered exactly what they were ready for. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head with a crooked smile. Timing. People think they control it, don't they? They make plans, set schedules, and convince themselves that if they just hustle hard enough, the world will bend to their clock. Funny, isn't it? Timing doesn't care about your desperation. Timing doesn't care if you're ready or scared or screaming at life to hurry up. Timing moves quietly, invisibly, with a precision that no human effort can force. And the ones who understand it, the ones who truly respect it, are the ones who get the impossible, the miraculous, the life-changing moments that everyone else misses. Asterisk laughs under his breath, pacing slowly times. Most people panic when the moment seems late. They think being first matters more than being ready, that arriving too late means missing everything. But timing is not about the first step. It's about the right step. It's about showing up when the invisible currents of life align perfectly, when the chaos finally dances in sync with opportunity. And oh, the irony is delicious. Those who wait, who watch, who move in rhythm with the unseen, they are the ones who catch what the impatient never even see. You see, humans are obsessed with control. They want schedules, guarantees, proof that everything will land exactly as planned. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice curling with mischief times. But life, the real game of chaos, doesn't answer to schedules. It doesn't pause for panic or begging. The moment that matters, the person who's meant to arrive, the opportunity that can change everything, it comes when it comes, silently, without announcement, without warning. And only those ready to recognize it can seize it. Asterisk laughs low, eyes glinting times. Most people fail at timing because they confuse hurry with readiness. They rush, they panic, they scream, thinking the clock is against them. But the universe, the invisible forces that orchestrate life, they aren't hurrying. They're precise. They're deliberate. And they reward the ones who move with patience, who observe the chaos, who align themselves quietly until the moment is undeniable. The impatient will always miss. The careful, the patient, the observant, they step in, and the world bends in ways that seem impossible to everyone else. Timing also requires awareness. People overlook the signs, the subtle hints, the invisible nudges that signal the arrival of something extraordinary. They wait for fireworks, for alarms, for dramatic gestures, and life laughs quietly behind the curtain. The chosen ones, the opportunities, the invisible forces, they slip in unnoticed, appearing in ordinary moments that the panicked would dismiss as irrelevant. But the observant see the pattern, sense the rhythm, recognize the alignment, And when the moment hits, they move seamlessly, naturally, as if it were always theirs. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting, his head times. Most people misunderstand waiting. They see it as stagnation, as loss, as punishment. But waiting is preparation. It's refinement. It's the invisible sharpening of the mind, the heart, the instincts, so that when timing finally strikes, they don't stumble, they don't hesitate, they don't miss. Waiting trains the soul to recognize opportunity, to align with the invisible currents, to move precisely when the unseen opens its hand. You see, timing is cruel to the frantic. The ones who panic, who beg, who flail, they are never in sync. Life passes them by, silent, invisible, while they chase illusions that vanish before they can grab them. But timing is generous to the ready, the ones who are calm, observant, patient, and aligned. They are swept into moments that feel orchestrated, moments that seem miraculous, moments that change everything because they were prepared when the invisible decided to act. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice curling with mischief times. Timing is also about courage. People hesitate because they fear missteps, fear failure, fear the unknown. But the right moment demands boldness. The invisible will not wait for trembling hands or hesitant hearts. Those who step forward, even unsure, even afraid, often find that the timing has already worked in their favor. Life rewards movement in alignment with the unseen, not panic, not overthinking, not desperation. The cruel beauty of timing is that it cannot be rushed, and it cannot be manufactured. People spend lifetimes trying to force it, trying to manipulate it, trying to make it bend to their will. But timing laughs at them. It dances in the shadows, it waits patiently, and it lands perfectly only for the ones who are ready, aware, and observant enough to step in when it finally decides to strike. Asterisk laughs softly, eyes glinting with dark amusement times. Most people never understand this. They try to chase, to control, to scream at the world for faster answers. But timing doesn't respond to panic. It responds to patience, to awareness, to readiness. The invisible forces, the universe, the moments that matter, they are precise, inevitable, and utterly indifferent to desperation. And the ones who move in rhythm with them, they seize the impossible, the extraordinary, the life-changing, while the rest stare from the sidelines, baffled, bewildered, and always too late. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head with a crooked smile times. Presence. People underestimate it, don't they? They think showing up is enough. They think being seen is the same as being ready, that existing in a place counts for something. Funny thing is, it doesn't. Presence is not physical. It's not a posture, a costume, a face in a crowd. Presence is energy. It's awareness. It's the invisible signal that tells the universe you are here, ready, capable, and aligned. Most people stumble through life as ghosts, unaware that simply existing does not attract what they desire. The world doesn't respond to those who drift. It responds to those who occupy space fully, consciously, with every fiber of their being attuned to the unseen currents around them. Asterisk laughs under his breath, pacing slowly times. Most people panic when they feel invisible. They think they must scream louder, move faster, demand attention, or force recognition. But presence is subtle. It doesn't clamor. It doesn't beg. It radiates quietly, deliberately, like a shadow slipping past chaos. People who truly have presence don't need permission, applause, or acknowledgement. They command attention by simply existing fully, completely, aware that life's invisible strings are being pulled in their favor, even when no one else notices. You see, humans are obsessed with proving themselves. They hustle, they brag, they flaunt, desperate for recognition, desperate for confirmation, desperate for validation. Asterisk laughs softly, voice curling with mischief times. But the right moments, the life-altering encounters, the chosen ones, they don't respond to desperation. They find the calm, the aware, the present. Presence attracts the invisible. It pulls opportunity from the shadows. It aligns the unseen forces in ways that panic and noise can never accomplish. Asterisk laughs low, eyes glinting times. Most people confuse presence with action. They think movement alone is enough. They rush, they flail, they overcomplicate. But presence is stillness and motion at the same time. It's clarity in the storm, calm in chaos, focus when everything else screams confusion. People without presence are swept aside by the currents, unnoticed, while those with it glide into the perfect moment, the perfect encounter, the perfect alignment that transforms everything. Presence also demands awareness. People miss it because they are too distracted, too absorbed in the noise, too busy seeking signs in the wrong places. The universe doesn't broadcast the important things with neon lights. The chosen ones, the unexpected gifts, the invisible hand moving toward you, they slip through ordinary moments, unnoticed by the inattentive. Presence allows you to perceive the invisible, to sense what others overlook, and to act precisely when the opportunity arrives, like you were always meant to. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head times. Most people misunderstand waiting. They see it as stagnation, as insignificance, as failure. But presence is built quietly, invisibly, in the shadows of life. It's attention paid to the unseen, awareness tuned to the subtle currents, energy aligned with the rhythm of what is coming. While others panic, complain, or collapse under the weight of uncertainty, the present person grows, sharpens, waits, watches, and thrives. You see, presence is also a test. It tests patience, focus, awareness, and courage. People hesitate because they fear misalignment, fear error, fear being overlooked. But the truly present move with precision and confidence, even in uncertainty. They understand that life rewards those who occupy their space fully, those who breathe, feel, and act in harmony with the invisible currents moving around them. Those who panic, flail, or drift are left behind, watching the extraordinary unfold for someone else. Asterisk laughs quietly, voice curling with mischief times. Presence is subtle power. It doesn't announce itself. Most people never recognize it in themselves. But when the moment arrives, whether it's a person, an opportunity, or a shift in life, the present are ready. They notice what others overlook. They act where others hesitate. They claim the invisible gifts that the distracted, the panicked, and the absent never even see. And the irony, the delicious, cruel irony, is that presence cannot be forced, begged, or fabricated. People waste time trying to impress, manipulate, or demand recognition. But the universe responds only to the quietly aware, the energetically aligned, the ones who occupy their moment fully, who sense the currents before they become visible, who move when the invisible finally announces itself. Asterisk laughs softly, eyes glinting with dark amusement times. Presence is the invisible force that turns ordinary life into extraordinary encounters, that transforms timing into opportunity, that allows the chosen ones, the unexpected fortune, the invisible hand moving in your favor to find you precisely when you are ready. And most people never even notice that they are missing it, wandering through life like ghosts, while the world bends toward the ones who are fully, undeniably present. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head with a crooked grin. Times. Belief. People think it's simple, don't they? They imagine it as a thought, a hope, a fleeting wish whispered into the chaos. Funny, isn't it? Belief is not fragile. It's not polite. It's not something you can half-heartedly perform and expect the universe to bend to your desires. True belief burns invisibly inside you. It shapes perception, sharpens instincts, aligns intention with unseen forces. Most people fail because they think belief is passive. They sit, they hope, they wait for miracles, oblivious to the invisible fire that must already be raging within before anything remarkable can find them. Asterisk laughs under his breath, pacing slowly times. Belief is uncomfortable. It demands patience when the world screams for speed. It demands faith when logic questions every step. It demands courage when doubt circles like vultures. People panic when results don't arrive. They demand proof, evidence, signs, guarantees, as if the universe owes them clarity. But belief thrives in the invisible, in the quiet corners of uncertainty, where preparation meets readiness, where opportunity moves silently toward the patient and the aligned. You see, humans are obsessed with certainty. They want schedules, formulas, directions, step-by-step instructions. Asterisk laughs softly, voice curling with mischief times. But life, the unseen, the invisible, does not respond to demands. It responds to conviction. It responds to those who hold unshakable belief, who carry it in the quiet corners of their mind and soul, even when the world seems indifferent, even when chaos threatens to unravel everything they thought they knew. The moment of arrival of opportunity, of the chosen one, of fortune recognizes the belief that has been cultivated silently, invisibly, over time. Asterisk laughs low, eyes glinting times. Most people confuse belief with wishful thinking. They pray, they hope, they ask, but they do not trust. They do not act. They do not build the invisible infrastructure inside themselves to recognize and receive what is coming. Real belief is active. It's a silent force that sharpens awareness, aligns timing, heightens perception. It prepares you, invisibly, to recognize the moment when the invisible finally becomes undeniable. Without it, the arrival slips past like a shadow in the night, unnoticed by those too timid or too distracted to notice. Belief is also resilience. People falter because they allow doubt to creep in, small and poisonous, whispering that the universe is cruel, that they are undeserving, that nothing is coming. But those who truly believe deeply, fully, without reservation, allow doubt to fuel them, to sharpen them, to align them with the invisible currents of opportunity. They do not stumble. They do not panic. They act when the invisible signals are clear, because belief has already built the bridge between the unseen and the visible, between chaos and destiny, between anticipation and arrival. Asterisk laughs softly, tilting his head times. Most people fear belief because it demands risk. It demands vulnerability. It demands that you commit to something invisible, to something uncertain, to something outside the reach of logic or proof. They want safety, predictability, guarantees. But belief thrives where risk exists. It grows in uncertainty. It thrives in chaos. And when the chosen one, the opportunity, the invisible hand arrives, those who believed fully are ready to receive, to act, to seize, to transform the invisible into the undeniable. You see, belief is also patience disguised as fire. People grow impatient. They cry, they complain, they wonder why life has forgotten them. But belief knows the invisible timing. It trusts the hidden forces. It recognizes that arrival, like a silent shadow, moves with precision and only reaches the hands and hearts that have cultivated the quiet, invisible conviction to receive it. Most people give up too soon. They surrender to doubt. They panic. But belief endures. It waits, it sharpens, it aligns, silently, invisibly, irresistibly. Asterisk laughs quietly, almost a whisper times. And here's the delicious truth. Belief is invisible to everyone else. People will scoff. They will mock. They will say you're foolish. But the invisible currents do not respond to their noise. They respond to the quiet, steady, unwavering belief you carry when no one is watching, when the world doubts you, when the shadows grow long and uncertain. The chosen one, the opportunity, the life-changing moment they find those who believe, not the desperate, not the panicked, not the distracted. And the irony, the cruel, intoxicating irony, is that belief is both invisible and undeniable. People never see it being built. They don't notice the silent fire, the invisible alignment, the patient cultivation of readiness and awareness. But when the arrival happens, when the universe delivers, when the chosen one steps into your life, belief manifests as power, as recognition, as the bridge between the invisible and the tangible. And those who carried it quietly all along, who endured doubt, who refused to surrender, they are ready to receive, to act, to claim what the world has quietly aligned for them. Asterisk laughs softly, eyes glinting with dark amusement times. Most people never understand this. They chase signs. They demand proof. They panic when the invisible moves silently. But the ones who believe truly, unshakably, invisibly, step forward. When the moment arrives, calm, precise, unstoppable, because they have been preparing in shadows, cultivating conviction, and aligning themselves with the invisible currents that guide everything to its inevitable, extraordinary conclusion.